hot, but I understand the concept, and all of that. And I actually realized that I love the forest. I actually love it. That's why I won't run on the street. Up California, I run in the hills. I will, if I have to, run on the street once out every night, but I don't like it. I like running in the trees. I love them. Okay. Manifestation of defects, dear believers, mean that, the time of us pretending or taking it easy is back to kind of like Deen Al-Malik. And it's back to when we're not in a time frame where we can put up with insanity, like we can pretend or other people can pretend. That's about gone. Technically, it is gone. So everybody can do what they want to do, but we're not going to do that anymore. And we'll talk about that in a few days. But that period is over because it's not the time for it, Yeah, we have to get together as believers, and I believe that everybody has seen enough. They don't need if anybody has seen what boss man do, and he can still put his trust in boss man, or if he think that, well, if we just duck and we do this for boss man, that our kids will do fine. Don't seem like that's in the cards. Boss man's time is up. Boss man's time is up. And boss man done had plenty of time. And boss man ain't gonna leave nobody. If anybody get through overboard, it's them, right? Boss man not gonna jump overboard. Yeah, I did wrong. So, oh Allah, save me from myself, and he gonna jump overboard. That's not anywhere in history. It just don't pop up. Surprisingly, the Negroes, the Arabs, because people in Salih's time was Arabs, looked like right there, a lot of the people, when the blast hit them and they just laid down and all that wind coming through, hey man, they just paralyzed. They're paralyzed, and they all had a warning. Now, of course, the warnings in our time, overboard. They're overboard. But when you read about the people in the past, they're not overboard. The people got warned over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And, it looked like that the same thing, shoot, a fire will come, the rain will come and put the fire out, or this, that, and other. Birds will come and they'll eat up this. And that. That must be what people are thinking, because they're not buckling down. Okay, that buckling down means the stuff that we did last week, this week, 2 months ago. That stuff is. Everybody can do what they want to do. I'm just saying. What we have a human responsibility, and it come out too regular, it just be saying, and then we have our own, let's call them, we have our own ayats too, stuff come to us, all this stuff that we've been knowing, about these groups and everything. Well, we've been knowing it all along, but Allah just verified in front of everybody for us. It ain't new to us. It ain't new to care was saying it wouldn't open the door. It wouldn't even let her, you know what I mean? And what was wrong with them? Because if all of this is true, then all the people there, a percentage of them knew what they was doing with us. And in San Jose, they had to know because that's where we're from. And we'd passed out a lot of stuff. They had to know. Whether it's Iranians, whether it's Arabs, everybody knew. And the Negro knew, right? So, as far as manifestation of defects, everybody knew. But nobody made a proper move. And that's probably our job. That's what we, you know. Look, sometimes when I think about the stuff that happened in life, it seems like a real long time. You know, because of this, for all that stuff to happen. One white woman over there, she says, we was on this program together. We was on Press TV or something together. She had read about me on the internet. And then also that Professor Goldstein was there with, you know. She said, look like you done lived 3 lifetimes. And she was smart enough not to try to pull nothing slick. And the professor, the brother, he tried a couple of times and he got beat so bad without ruffling a feather. Because they don't think, you know, they all PhDs and they think they might be way out in front. Because they don't see no PhD before your name. So they don't know. For us, that's great. That means we're happy. Because a PhD is pretty darn or damn stupid. You know, that's what we call it. A PhD. Good God Almighty. You know, pretty darn near stupid. So all that anyway, that's the main thing we wanted to mention today, that on every point and everything that they have done, it's been a backfire. You know, it's been backfired on. And that's in detail. We'll talk about it other times in the details here, that this stuff has backfired on them. And there's nothing happened to us in these indications. So if they're looking and hoping for Iran to break, for Lebanon to break, and all that to break, everybody is looking at them more like, hey man, pretty soon, if they do 1 or 2 more things, nobody will listen to their what's the names anymore. They said, hey man, you did this, that, and other. And see, it's all over. You know, that they're already saying that when the British turn on the Americans, and the French turn on them, and the Germans, well, they already been stealing from everybody, you know, or keeping everything for themselves. We're back, we're number 1. Well, what about us, boss man? We don't get nothing to do. Well, what we gonna? Why would we share with you? Well, we just white, and you know, we have some needs too. And old Don Lee, he's telling them, shoot, y'all don't get nothing. You know, we keeping all of this. So, and not that the poor old man, he might well, he'll be bald-headed before he leave. That poor old man gonna be so old by the time he get out the White House. It's already affecting him. You can see the way he walk now. He got that old man walk. He used to be running up to the stage, you know, to show that he ain't doing that no more. Why? Because he lies so much. You know, where they turn everybody's hair white. Now, Barack's hair was turned white, and he's a youngster. He'd run up the stairs. He's still playing ball. You know what I mean? He's a youngster. He ain't even hit no. And hey man, that stuff, all them lies, and old Bill lying all the time. Bill's hair turned white too. It was already whitish looking, but Bill just, hey man, I don't know, but that boy was still chasing tenders, and he's 500 years old. I said, the white man is really something. That must be the last thing go on them crackers sometime. Because they don't, or they just be wanting to do something. You know what I mean? They just probably just be there and rubbing on people. I don't know what they do. But I know they passed any, but that's their business. And I never understood Bill. Well, I understood that Hillary is too smart for him. You know what I mean? Good Hillary the white girl got a mind of her own. And Hillary was the healthiest woman ever been in the White House. Tell the truth. When you go back 30, Hillary was healthy. I mean, she was colored healthy. Now everybody, the white girls got shapes now. I don't know. They used to have, I'm telling you, I'm not lying. If you think I'm lying, look at those ladies in the 50s. They thought Marilyn Monroe was healthy. Right? For a Negro woman, shoot. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is those people, it's not nice that those people sound like, they don't get it. They don't get what life is about. And they're so small-minded that they don't have a right to exercise authority over us and our future. That's basically what it is. They don't have the right. And if we let them do it, we let them do it. We're not, that's it. And don't forget now, we've tried the Mandela effect, and we've tried to be welcoming, and we've tried to say, well, we'll share this and share that, but they don't have no understanding of that. Even as dumb as they are, as stupid as they are, they're not willing to, if it was somebody in the world and they had a record like ours, hitting the ball out of the park every time we come to bat, and that person said, okay, here's what we'll do. Now, we're not taking none of your advice because you don't have the ability to advise nobody on nothing. We ain't going to do nothing to you. The only thing we're going to do is help. That's all we're going to. And they don't want that. Oh, no, we ain't having that. We're not having that. And that's part of the stupidity. That's the things. See, this is living in scriptural times, and that is a trip. That is, white folks would say, that's weird, man. That's far out. Living in and you're living in a scriptural time. If you ask most people, they won't say anything like that. But we know we're living right smack in a scriptural time. And we are in it, and we know it, and we're associated with it because we're right in the middle of it. Just because they don't know about it don't mean that we don't know where we are. You know what I mean? They don't determine anything that, all the clowns, whether they're in California, wherever they are, they don't have nothing to do. They have nothing to do with what we do. Even the things that they try to drag us back to, we keep moving on and to get back. Who needs the Masjid in Oakland? I mean, that's like 50 years ago, right? We'll get all of that back, but there's nobody sitting here saying this is our strategy to go back 15 years ago, which is like 500 years on our clock. To go back to go back 10 years for the life we're living, that's a long way back. That's a whole nother era. That's a past dispensation. We done been through that, and we're all, you know what I mean? We're where we are. We're actually where we talk about, and we're ahead of that. Because just like what we say, some of the things we can say and some of the things that we can't say. A lot of stuff we can just discuss it. But we don't tell boss man everything that we got on our mind. We just tell him enough that he should listen. If he don't get it by now, that's too bad for him. We're in a new, we're not waiting for him to get the message. It just, he didn't get it. And that's what he's going to have to live with. But we're not going to live in it with him. He's not going to affect what we're doing. The world needs what we've acquired.